You want to be successful, right? You want to be the best version of yourself? Then stop looking around at everyone else. Stop comparing your journey to theirs. This is your battle, your mission. It's time to focus on you, not on the distractions, not on the noise. The only thing that matters is what you put in front of yourself every single day. Too many of you are out there chasing validation. You're seeking approval from people who don't even know your struggles, who haven't seen the nights you stayed up grinding, who haven't experienced the pain you've gone through. You're chasing their applause, their words, their likes. But let me tell you something, no one can do it for you. They don't know what it's like to wake up every morning and face that monster in the mirror. They don't know what it's like to push through pain, to fight with every ounce of strength in your body, to rise when everything inside you is telling you to quit. If you want greatness, it starts with blocking out the noise. It starts with focusing on your own path, on your own grind. You don't need anyone's permission to succeed. You don't need anyone's approval to make it. All you need is the discipline to keep going, the strength to keep fighting when the world is pulling you in a million different directions. Let me tell you, it's not easy. It's not going to be pretty. There will be days when you feel like giving up. There will be moments when it feels like the world is against you. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments that separate the winners from the quitters. Focus on yourself. Don't get caught up in someone else's pace, someone else's progress. You are on your own journey, and the only person you need to prove anything to is you. Stop wasting time looking at what others are doing. Stop scrolling through social media trying to figure out how they're succeeding, and use that time to focus on your own grind. If they're winning, that's great for them, but it has nothing to do with you. Your success is yours. Your story is yours. Your struggle is yours. Focus on it. Keep your eyes locked on your goals, and don't let anyone or anything distract you from the mission. So stop the excuses. Stop talking about what you don't have, what you're missing, and what others have. It's irrelevant. The only thing that matters is how hard you're willing to push. The only thing that matters is whether you're ready to commit to yourself. It's time to get uncomfortable. It's time to get brutal with yourself. It's time to say, I will not be distracted by the noise of the world. I will not let the opinions of others dictate my path. I am in control. This is my fight, and I'm going to win. Don't wait for the right moment. Don't wait for someone to give you permission to go after what you want. If you want it, go take it. Stop thinking about everyone else and focus on what you can do to become the best version of yourself. You don't need a crowd cheering for you. You don't need anyone's approval. You need you. So get to work. And when you get knocked down, and you will get knocked down, get back up. Keep your eyes locked on your goals. That's the mentality of a warrior. That's the mentality that will take you to the top. Keep pushing, stay focused, and keep grinding. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself everything. Focus on yourself. That's where greatness starts. Your journey is yours, and no one else can walk it for you. It's easy to look at someone else's life and think they've got it all figured out, but you don't know their struggles, their sacrifices, or the price they paid to get there. The truth is, comparison is the enemy of progress. Every time you focus on what someone else is doing, you're stealing time and energy from your own path. You weren't put here to live their life, you're here to live yours. It doesn't matter if they're ahead of you or behind you, because their success or failure has no bearing on your mission. What matters is what you're doing with the time, resources, and opportunities in front of you. No one else has your exact circumstances, your challenges, or your potential. The only person who can maximize that potential is you. When you spend time comparing, you lose sight of your own progress. You start doubting yourself, questioning your abilities, and second-guessing your decisions. That kind of thinking will derail you faster than any external obstacle ever could. Stop measuring your worth against someone else's timeline. Some people hit their stride early, while others take longer to find their way. Neither path is better or worse, it's just different. Own your story, every part of it, the highs, the lows, the victories, and the setbacks. Each moment, whether it feels like progress or not, is shaping you into who you're meant to be. You are not in a race with anyone else. The only competition is the version of yourself you were yesterday. Focus on beating that person every single day. That's how you grow, and that's how you win. This is your journey, and it's up to you to make it count. Keep your eyes on your own path, stay committed to your vision, and trust that every step forward, no matter how small, is getting you closer to your ultimate goal. The world is full of distractions, and they're designed to pull you away from your purpose. Every notification, every opinion, every fleeting comparison on social media, it's all noise. And if you don't learn to block it out, it will consume you. You'll find yourself chasing trends, worrying about what others think, and losing sight of what truly matters, your mission. The truth is, not everyone is going to understand your journey. Some people will doubt you, criticize you, or try to bring you down because your ambition threatens their comfort. Others will fill your head with their opinions, projecting their fears and insecurities onto you. None of that matters. What matters is how you respond. Do you let the noise dictate your actions, or do you have the discipline to focus on what really matters? Blocking out the noise doesn't mean ignoring the world. It means prioritizing your goals over the chatter. It means staying locked in on your vision, no matter how loud the distractions become. You don't need everyone's approval. You don't need to follow someone else's blueprint for success. The more you tune out the unnecessary, the more clarity you'll have about where you're going and what you need to do to get there. It's not just the external noise that's a problem sometimes. The loudest distractions come from within. The self-doubt, the fear, the voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, those are just as dangerous. Blocking out the noise means silencing that inner critic and replacing it with belief, focus, and action. When you learn to block out the noise, you'll find power in your ability to stay disciplined and intentional. You'll stop wasting energy on things that don't serve your goals and start channeling all of it into what really matters. It's not easy, but it's necessary. The world will always be noisy. Your job is to rise above it, stay focused, and keep moving forward on your terms. Validation from others is a trap, and the sooner you realize it, the freer you'll become. Too often, people base their worth on how many likes, comments, or compliments they get from the outside world. They crave approval, chasing after praise and recognition like it's the currency of success. But here's the truth: external validation is fleeting, hollow, and unreliable. The moment you depend on it, you hand over control of your life to others. Seeking validation from within means knowing who you are and what you stand for, regardless of what anyone else thinks. It's about setting your own standards and holding yourself accountable to them. When you wake up in the morning, you shouldn't be asking, what will people think of me today? You should be asking, how can I push myself to be better than I was yesterday? The opinions of others are just that, opinions. They change with the wind. One moment, people might cheer for you. The next, they might criticize you. If you rely on their approval to feel good about yourself, you'll be on an emotional roller coaster, constantly trying to please everyone and losing yourself in the process. But when you learn to validate yourself, you become unshakable. You stop needing applause because you know your worth. Self-validation is built through action. It's earned by doing the work, keeping promises to yourself, and showing up even when no one is watching. It's in the quiet moments when you push through pain, fight your own doubts, and refuse to quit. That's when you prove to yourself that you're capable, that you're worthy, and that you don't need anyone else to tell you so. Stop looking for others to give you permission to succeed. You don't need it. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough. You already are. The only validation that matters is the belief you have in yourself and the work you're willing to put in to back it up. Build that belief, protect it, and let it drive you. Because at the end of the day, the only person you truly need to impress is you. Pain and struggle are unavoidable, but they are also the foundation of growth. Too many people run from discomfort, thinking that success comes without sacrifice. Let me tell you right now, if you want to achieve anything worthwhile, you have to embrace the pain. You have to make struggle your ally, not your enemy. Pain isn't there to stop you, it's there to test you. It's there to break down your limits, to show you what you're made of, and to force you to grow stronger. Struggle separates the weak from the determined. It's not a punishment, it's an opportunity, a chance to rise above the version of yourself that's too scared, too comfortable, or too soft to go after what you really want. When the grind gets tough, that's when most people quit. They look for the easy way out, the shortcut, the excuse, but that's not where greatness lives. Greatness is born in the moments when you want to quit but push forward anyway. It's in the times when your body is screaming for rest, your mind is filled with doubt, and everything in you says, stop. Those are the moments that define you. Struggle teaches you resilience. It builds discipline. It forces you to develop grit, the kind of inner toughness that no one can take away from you. Without pain, you'll never know how strong you are. Without struggle, you'll never learn what you're truly capable of. The process is uncomfortable, yes, but comfort is the enemy of growth. Staying comfortable keeps you stagnant, stuck in the same place, while others who embrace the pain are out there leveling up. Every time you face a challenge, you have two choices: run from it or face it head on. If you run, you'll stay exactly where you are, safe but stagnant, alive but not really living. If you face it, you'll grow, evolve, and transform into someone stronger, tougher, and more capable. The pain is temporary, but the growth it brings is permanent. When you embrace the struggle, you're no longer a victim of your circumstances. You become the master of them. So don't shy away from the hard times. Welcome them, lean into them, let the struggle shape you into the person you're destined to be. Pain is your greatest teacher if you're willing to learn from it. Every time you put in the work, even when it feels small or insignificant, you're building momentum, you're creating habits, you're laying a foundation, and over time, those small, consistent actions add up to something incredible. Think about it, a drop of water may seem weak, but when it drips consistently over time, it can carve through rock. That's the power of consistency. The problem is most people quit too soon. They start strong, fueled by motivation and excitement, but when that initial fire fades, they stop showing up. Motivation will get you started, but it's discipline that keeps you going. Discipline is what makes you get out of bed early to work on your goals, even when you'd rather sleep in. It's what makes you stick to your plan, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The work won't always feel glamorous or exciting. Some days it will feel boring, repetitive, and hard. But that's where the magic happens. Those are the days when most people give up, but not you. You're not doing this for instant gratification or a quick win. You're playing the long game. And in the long game, the people who win are the ones who keep showing up no matter what. Consistency isn't just about doing the work, it's about doing it with intention. It's about focusing on progress, not perfection. You don't have to be the best every day, you just have to be better than you were yesterday. Some days that progress might be big, other days it might be barely noticeable, but as long as you're moving forward, you're winning. So stop waiting for perfect conditions, start where you are with what you have and commit to showing up every day. Do the work, trust the process, and let consistency do its thing. Over time, you'll look back and realize that all those small daily efforts have transformed your life in ways you never imagined. That's the power of consistency. Stop waiting for the perfect moment because it doesn't exist. Life doesn't come with a flashing green light that says, now is the time to start. If you're sitting around waiting for everything to line up perfectly before you take action, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, the perfect moment is a lie we tell ourselves to delay action. It's an excuse wrapped in procrastination, and it keeps us stuck in place. The world isn't going to hand you the ideal conditions. There will always be obstacles, challenges, and reasons why now doesn't feel like the right time. But here's the reality. Every successful person you admire started where they were, with what they had, and figured it out along the way. They didn't wait until they felt ready. They didn't wait for permission. They made the decision to start, and they adjusted as they went. Starting before you feel ready is how you grow. It forces you out of your comfort zone and into action. The first steps might be messy. You might make mistakes, stumble, and question yourself. But guess what? That's part of the process. Every mistake is a lesson, every failure is a teacher, and every setback is an opportunity to get better. If you're waiting for perfection, you'll never move, and movement is where the real progress happens. Life is unpredictable, and conditions will never be completely under your control. Waiting for the perfect moment means letting time slip through your fingers. Time is your most valuable resource, and every day you spend hesitating is a day you'll never get back. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. You don't need everything to be figured out before you take action. All you need is a goal, a decision, and the courage to take the first step. Clarity comes through action, not from overthinking or waiting. The more you move, the more you'll learn, and the better you'll get. The path becomes clearer with every step you take, but you'll never see it if you don't start walking. So stop waiting for the stars to align or for someone to hand you the perfect opportunity. Opportunities are created by action, not by waiting. Take the leap, even if it feels uncomfortable. Trust yourself to figure it out along the way. Remember, it's not about starting perfectly, it's about starting. Every step forward is a step closer to where you want to be. And the sooner you start, the sooner you'll get there. You can't rely on others to motivate you. That fire you're waiting for, it has to come from inside you. If you're constantly looking for someone else to pump you up, to tell you what you're capable of, or to push you to get going, then you're giving away your power. External motivation is temporary. It might light a spark, but it won't keep the fire burning when things get tough. True motivation, the kind that keeps you grinding when no one's watching, has to come from within. The harsh reality is that not everyone will believe in you, and not everyone will support you. Some people won't care about your goals, and others might actively try to bring you down. If you depend on their encouragement to keep moving forward, you're setting yourself up to fail. You have to be your own biggest supporter, your own cheerleader, and your own source of energy. Self-motivation isn't about waking up every morning feeling inspired. It's about waking up and doing the work no matter how you feel. It's about having a clear vision of what you want and being so committed to it that nothing, not doubt, fear, or fatigue, can stop you. You have to remind yourself every day why you started, what you're fighting for, and what's at stake if you give up. When you rely on yourself for motivation, you become unstoppable. You're no longer waiting for the right mood, the perfect environment, or someone else's approval. You take responsibility for your actions and your outcomes. You understand that no one else is coming to save you, so you dig deep and find that inner drive to keep going no matter what. This kind of motivation comes from setting clear goals and reminding yourself of them constantly. It comes from celebrating your small wins along the way and using them as fuel to keep pushing forward. It comes from looking in the mirror and knowing that everything you need to succeed is already within you. Some days that motivation will feel strong. Other days it will feel like a tiny whisper, but it's always there waiting for you to tap into it. The key is to cultivate it daily. Read, reflect, and push yourself to grow. Challenge your limits and prove to yourself over and over again that you have what it takes. When you become your own source of motivation, you become resilient. You're no longer dependent on the highs and lows of external circumstances. You're driven by something much deeper, a commitment to yourself and the life you're building. That's where real power lies. So stop looking around for someone else to inspire you. Be the inspiration you need. Be the spark. Be the fire. And watch what happens when you take full ownership of your journey. Excuses are easy, and they're everywhere. They creep into your mind and whisper, it's not the right time, or you don't have enough experience, or this isn't your fault. But the truth is, excuses are nothing more than barriers you build between yourself and your potential. Every time you make an excuse, you give yourself permission to stay where you are instead of pushing toward where you want to be. Taking responsibility for your life means owning every part of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's not about blaming yourself for things beyond your control, but it is about owning how you respond to those things. The moment you stop pointing fingers at your circumstances, other people, or bad luck and start looking in the mirror, you take your power back. Excuses might make you feel better in the short term, but they rob you of progress in the long term. When you say, I didn't have time, what you really mean is I didn't make it a priority. When you say, I'm not ready, what you really mean is I'm afraid to fail. Recognizing this isn't about beating yourself up, it's about being honest with yourself. The sooner you stop sugarcoating the truth, the sooner you can start making real changes. When you eliminate excuses, you force yourself to face reality. You see your weaknesses, your gaps, and the areas where you've been slacking. That might feel uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Because once you see the truth, you can do something about it. You can stop wasting time justifying your inaction and start taking the steps you need to move forward. Taking responsibility is empowering. It puts you in control. If something isn't working, you have the ability to fix it. If you fail, you have the ability to try again. When you embrace this mindset, you stop seeing obstacles as reasons to quit and start seeing them as challenges to overcome. You stop focusing on what's holding you back and start focusing on how to break through. Everyone has excuses. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't is what they do with them. Successful people refuse to let excuses dictate their actions. They take ownership, do the work, and make no apologies for their determination. That's the mindset you need to adopt. It's time to let go of the excuses. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop blaming others and stop lying to yourself about why you haven't started. Own your life, own your choices, own your outcomes. When you do that, you unlock your true potential and open the door to a level of success that excuses will never let you reach. Adversity is inevitable. Life will throw challenges at you and things won't always go as planned. But it's not the adversity itself that defines you, it's how you respond to it. When the pressure is on, when everything feels like it's falling apart, and when the easiest option is to give up, that's the moment when your true strength is revealed. The question isn't whether you'll face adversity, it's whether you'll rise above it. Pushing through adversity means refusing to let obstacles dictate your future. It's about staring down failure, rejection, and setbacks and deciding that they won't have the final say. Most people see adversity as a roadblock, but the truth is, it's an opportunity in disguise. Every challenge you face is a chance to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. Without adversity, there's no growth. Without struggle, there's no progress. Adversity is what separates those who quit from those who succeed. The easy path doesn't lead to greatness, it leads to mediocrity. The people who achieve their goals are the ones who dig deep when things get tough. They don't just endure adversity, they use it. They take the pain, the frustration, and the setbacks and turn them into fuel. They let the struggle sharpen them, harden them, and prepare them for the next level. Pushing through adversity doesn't mean ignoring the pain or pretending it doesn't hurt. It's about acknowledging the difficulty but refusing to let it stop you. It's about finding the strength to keep going even when everything inside you is screaming to quit. That strength doesn't come from luck or talent, it comes from a mindset that says no matter what happens, I will keep moving forward. When you face adversity, you have a choice. You can let it break you or you can let it build you. You can choose to see it as a reason to stop, or you can choose to see it as a test of your determination. Every time you choose to push through, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. And with each challenge you overcome, you become more resilient, more confident, and more unstoppable. Remember, adversity is temporary, but the growth it brings is permanent. The pain will pass, but the lessons will stay with you forever. So the next time you face a challenge, don't shrink back, lean in, embrace the struggle, find the lesson, and keep going. You're capable of more than you know, but you'll never discover it if you let adversity win. Push through, rise above, and let the struggle transform you into the person you're meant to be. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. If you want to achieve extraordinary results, you have to be willing to step into the unknown, to face uncertainty, and to take risks. Playing it safe might keep you secure, but it will also keep you stagnant. The greatest opportunities lie just beyond the edge of what feels comfortable. To reach them, you have to be bold enough to embrace discomfort. Stepping out of your comfort zone means letting go of the fear of failure. It means accepting that mistakes are not the end, they're part of the process. When you avoid risks because you're afraid of falling short, you rob yourself of the chance to learn, grow, and improve. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone on the path to it. Every risk you take, every bold step forward, teaches you something valuable, even if it doesn't go as planned. Comfort zones are where dreams go to die. They're safe, predictable, and easy, but they're also limiting. Staying in your comfort zone keeps you small, confined to the same routines, the same patterns, and the same results. If you want to evolve, you have to break free. You have to challenge yourself, take on new challenges, and stretch beyond what you think you're capable of. It's not easy to step into discomfort. Your mind will try to pull you back, convincing you that the risks aren't worth it or that you're not ready, but that's just fear talking, and fear is a liar. Growth happens when you face that fear head on and take action anyway. The first steps might feel awkward or uncertain, but with each move forward, you'll build confidence, resilience, and strength. Taking risks doesn't mean being reckless. It means being willing to bet on yourself. It means believing in your ability to figure things out, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by playing it safe. They got there because they were willing to put themselves out there, to take the leap, and to embrace the possibility of failure as part of the journey. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you expand it. The things that once seemed impossible become achievable. The challenges that used to intimidate you become manageable. Over time, you'll look back and realize that the person you've become was shaped by every bold decision you made to face discomfort and keep moving forward. Don't let fear of the unknown hold you back. The life you want, the goals you're chasing, and the person you're meant to become are all waiting for you on the other side of your comfort zone. Take the risk, step into the discomfort, and trust that you're capable of more than you think. Growth is never easy, but it's always worth it. The journey to becoming your best self isn't about following the crowd or waiting for the right circumstances. It's about taking ownership of your life, embracing discomfort, and refusing to let anyone or anything stop you from reaching your full potential. You are the only one responsible for your success, and the only way to achieve it is by focusing on yourself, pushing through adversity, and staying relentless in your pursuit of greatness. The world will always throw distractions, doubts, and obstacles your way, but your response to them is what will define you. It's time to stop seeking validation from others, stop making excuses, and stop waiting for the perfect moment. The only moment you have is now. Every day is an opportunity to build the future you want, and the only thing standing between you and that future is the decision to act. You have the power to create the life you've always dreamed of, but it starts with looking in the mirror and acknowledging that you are the one responsible for making it happen. You have the power to create the life you've always dreamed of, but it starts with looking in the mirror and acknowledging that you are the one responsible for making it happen. So let go of the fear, let go of the excuses, and step into your greatness. Embrace the pain, push through the struggle, and be consistent, because the rewards on the other side are worth every ounce of effort. Your potential is limitless, but it's up to you to unlock it. The time is now focused on yourself. Trust the process and become the person you were always meant to be. The only thing that can hold you back is you. The world is waiting for you to rise, so go make it happen.